Hello and welcome to Fearless DIY Music. My name is Tristan Lass, and today I want to talk about digital distribution of music. Now, this is something that every independent artist has to wrestle with, deciding where you're going to put your music so that people can hear it, and also to make sure that you generate a little bit of revenue along the way. My preferred way of putting my music out there and kind of my official discography is on the Bandcamp website. I find Bandcamp and the app to be very, very usable. It's free. They do take a cut when you sell something, but they don't take a, you don't have to pay any monthly fees. You don't have to pay anything to get your music up and going on Bandcamp. And their website is very robust and completely under your control. So I highly recommend putting things on Bandcamp because you can do that and then go to another digital distribution company to go ahead and get your music on iTunes and to get it on Spotify. They create a YouTube channel for you and all sorts of other things to get your music out there. So, with Bandcamp out of the way, let's talk about the company that I use to make sure that my music is out there so that everybody can hear it. Now, I've been using TuneCore on and off for many, many years. It is not perfect, but I don't think any of the digital distribution companies or services out there are perfect. There's always going to be a cut, and with TuneCore, I find that their yearly subscription, which is $19.99, is reasonable for what you get, and that is for the Rising Artist designation. You want to go ahead and register as that, unless you are already an established record label, or if you have a huge stable of artists that you're working with, you may want to go to the pro account at that point. However, if you're an independent artist just looking to release your own stuff, the Rising Artist designation is the one you want to pick. Like I said, it's $20 a year. And with your streaming and all that sort of thing, TuneCore does take a cut. They take 20%, which I think is fair considering that they do get your music out there on almost every platform you could ever imagine. So, those are the pros of using TuneCore. What are the cons? Well, I find that the interface and the website is a little bit wonky. It's kind of hard to navigate in some places. It's not very intuitive. And one of my biggest pet peeves about TuneCore is the fact that they will send you notifications and go, oh, we've unlocked all these new things for you to use, with your account. Click on the banner on the website and register now for all these wonderful things that we're offering you. Almost every time I cannot find that banner, the banner does not exist, and then as I navigate the website, I cannot find anywhere where the links are for those extra services. Now, most of those are just kind of like, maybe they're just incentives for you to go ahead and sign up to TuneCore or to move to the pro level account. I think a lot of it is that. They're kind of fishing you for that. But if you just stick with the vanilla version of TuneCore, it is reliable. I find that it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for them to get all of your music out there to all of the major platforms, and I think that's a good turnaround time. You do have a lot of flexibility with, you can, getting your music there and having it in the right track order, artwork, uploads, all those sorts of things are very easy and fairly simple to do. However, when you're navigating to look at your royalties and also to see, how much money you owe for your subscription versus how much money you've made and things like that, the account breakdowns are a little bit wonky as well. It takes a little getting used to find all your revenue streams and figure all of that out. That being said, the other negative thing about TuneCore is they use a service called Payoneer, which is how you get your money from TuneCore to your bank account. Payoneer is not the easiest thing in the world to navigate either. Getting it set up can be a real pain, and it's just another one of those things that you need to be aware of before you decide to pick any digital distribution company. How is your payout going to make it to your actual bank account? There are lots of different digital distribution services out there, and almost all of them use a different method to get your money from them to the bank account. So do your research. I'm telling you right now how TuneCore works and warning you about some of the pitfalls to watch with them. However, there's going to be the same issues with any of the other companies out there that you decide to go with. So what I do is I weigh the 20% and the $20 a year. To me, that's a relatively low buy-in to potentially have lots of revenue coming in from streaming on all those major digital platforms. So I'm okay with TuneCore, even though some of it is a little bit frustrating to navigate. All right. Well, and the other thing to think about too, if you stick with just Bandcamp, which is wonderful, and if you have a huge social media following or a robust YouTube channel or whatever, you can maybe get away with just using Bandcamp. But the thing is that people like to preview your album or just stream it on iTunes and other things like that because it's just so convenient. So those are the pros and cons of TuneCore, some things to think about with Bandcamp as well, and you want to get your music out there. So take your time, do some research, but those are the ways that I've picked, and they've worked well for me. And the revenue is nice. All right, if you made it this far into the video, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe. Also, leave comments, any experiences that you've had with either Bandcamp or TuneCore that could, enlighten the rest of us. Any negatives, any positives, love to hear it in the comments section. And as always, hit that subscribe button on your way out, and we'll see you next time with another video. You take care.